All right, so in this week's guitar lesson, we're going to talk about minor key and minor key ideas, both rhythm and lead ideas. We're going to take what I just played in the intro, break it all down note for note so that you can take these ideas and use them in your own playing, whether you're improvising or you're writing your own compositions. That's my goal for you anyway. So in this video, we're going to go through the first half of what I played in the intro. If you'd like to watch the second half, download the tablature, download the MP3 jam track so that you can practice playing all this stuff that we're talking about. You can get those extras by going to activemelody.com, go to the weekly lessons page, and do a search for EP520. Okay, so this song is in the key of G minor. At least that's how I would describe it. If I was jamming with friends and they said, hey, what key is this song in? I would say G minor. Most of what we play resolves around that G minor, and then there's G minor pentatonic licks that happen after that. However, technically speaking, the song would be in the key of B flat. So if you were just thinking about like the technical, circle of fifths or whatever, it would be the key of B flat. That would be your one chord, and then it resolves to the sixth chord, which is the relative minor of B flat. Okay, let's listen to the first part, and then we'll talk about it. Okay, so what I played starts with a B flat using the A shape. And now I only played strings 5, 4, and 3, so we're really playing a power chord. And then I go into the G minor using the E minor shape right here and play the bottom part of that chord, strings 6, 5, and 4. Again, that's a power chord. So, and then I do this upstroke to accent the chord rhythmically. And so when I'm doing that, I'm hitting strings like 1 and 2. The timing of this, if you're playing along with a jam track, you're going to come in, that B flat comes in on the 3, and the G minor comes in on the and of 4. Let me just demonstrate that. So you count it like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. So it comes in a little ahead of the beat. You're always kind of one step ahead of the beat when you play that G minor, as opposed to right on the beat. It doesn't sound as good if you do it right on the beat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, just like that. Okay, so after that, did the upstroke, and then I went little embellishment here. This is just G minor pentatonic scale. We're going to bar the first 3 strings here on the 3rd fret, play strings 2 and 3, and we're going to do a hammer on to the 5th fret 3rd string, and then play it here just behind the bar on the 3rd fret, and then another hammer on back to that 5th fret 3rd string. So it goes like this. Now this is a nice minor embellishment. So here's your first little takeaway. When you're playing out of this E minor shape here, you've got that little embellishment, and then look at this, right below that you've got this one. So you can do the hammer on the 3rd string, and then do the same thing on the 4th string. So you got, and I hear that all the time as a minor embellishment. So we have, and then the second time I did a little slide from that B flat up 2 frets, which would be my C, and then back to my G minor. So here's another little takeaway for you. When you're playing a minor rhythm and you're looking for creative ways to fill the space, if you're using that E minor shape like this, you can go down 2 frets, play the A shape, and then you can come up 2 frets, which would be like right on top of where you were, and then go back to your minor chord. And you can use any variation of that, and those chords are just going to sound good together over that minor chord. So you here, as an example, you can, you know what that is, right? Or you could do it like backwards. You could go, so just one little idea that you can kind of work with. As long as you're resolving back to that minor chord, those 2 major chords will work in really any rhythm or any order. So after we played the B flat C G minor, I played That's just a G minor pentatonic lick. Little half bend there on the 5th fret 3rd string. And by the way, we're in pattern 1. If you're wondering what pattern of that pentatonic scale we're in. And you can connect it back to your E minor shape, right? So where I'm barring there, that can be kind of your root fret. So anyway, there's my little lick. Pretty basic blues lick. We'll do the half bend there on that 5th fret 3rd string. Play it without the bend, and then we come down to the 3rd fret, 5th fret 4th string. And then there's my 3rd fret, 3rd string again. So now we go from our B flat to our F chord. And again, these chords are all in the family of B flat, the B flat key family. But to play that, I played my B flat here, then I lifted my finger and played the open A string, the open 5th string, came down and played my F here using the E shape. So it's like, and then I did one other little upstroke, kind of like we did over the G minor. The next chord after that is out of key. So this would be a borrowed chord, but what I did was I came up and played a D7 because I wanted to play the 5 chord of my G minor. I wanted to get back to that G minor, and the 5 chord of G minor would be a D7. So I'm playing it like that. I just played these 3 strings. It's the same shape as if we played our D7 here. First position, D7, you take that same shape and you play it here. This is really out of my C7 shape, like if you take your C7 chord and move it up 2 frets. But we're only playing strings 5, 4, and 3. So I played it like this. Just that bottom part of the chord. And then after that I went. Now this is just G minor pentatonic scale. So I go to the 3rd fret 3rd string and then a quick slide. Now that's actually out of my minor pentatonic scale. That would be my blue note from my blues scale, but it's the 6th fret 3rd string. You can slide that into your 5th fret and then back to your 3rd fret. All of that's on the 3rd string. And then we're gonna go 5, 3, 5 on the 4th string. That's a great little blues lick. It may not seem like much, but that little slide from that blue note is such a cool sound. And then after that we play. So that's sliding 3rd fret to the 5th fret on the 5th string, 3rd fret 4th string. You can see this is in pattern 1. We do a quick slide back to my 3rd fret on the 5th string. Then we're going to go 1, 3, 1, 3. So that's a great little lick off of your minor pentatonic scale. I mean, you have a whole other song right there. So now we're going to come back to the same thing we started with. That B flat major to my G minor. And then after that, that's like the call. The response goes. Let's look at this. This is a Robin Ford lick that I stole. But what I'm doing for this is I'm playing, I'm thinking about my G minor chord in a different position. So we've basically been playing it right here using the E minor shape. I came up to this shape. This is another voicing of your minor chord. In this case, your root note is played with your pinky, but you can think of this like your D minor shape. If you think of your D minor chord down in first position, if you were to take that shape and slide it all the way up to here so that your pinky's up here on the 8th fret 2nd string, and then to complete that, we use our ring finger on the 8th fret 4th string and play those 4 strings. That's another voicing for your G minor chord. Just remember, 8th fret 2nd string, my pinky is playing the G note. So that's my G minor chord. So you can take this chord shape and then you can go up 2 frets and then you can slide it up 1 more fret and then back and then all the way back to where you started and then slide it up 2. So it goes like that, slowly. And that's another embellishment idea for a rhythm when you're playing in a minor chord. So look at that. I could do that for any of my minor chords. So I could do it down here. I could go. Same thing. I could do it up here. Same thing. This is my G minor chord played up here using the A minor shape. But I'm just playing the top 3 strings. It's easier to slide it that way. But hopefully you get the idea that you can take that minor chord and move it around. So now you can do things like right? Hopefully you're getting the idea. I'm taking that same little simple concept and just playing it in different positions. But it's the sliding your chord up 2 frets and then you can go up 1 more. And you got that you can work with as well. All right, so this next thing is just a minor pentatonic lick. I'm starting in pattern 1, playing the 6th fret down to the 3rd fret on the 2nd string. Then we slide into pattern 2 on the 3rd string, middle finger. That's going to be 5th fret to the 7th fret. And then I come up here to the 8th fret 2nd string. This is also in pattern 2. Slide it back into pattern 1. So we have. It's a great little lick. All right, so this next lick starts in G minor pentatonic scale, pattern 1. And we slide up into pattern 2. So we start on the 3rd fret, 3rd string. We slide up to the 7th fret on the 3rd string. And then we're going to go 6, 8 on the 2nd string. Now here I'm going to do a full bend on that 8th fret 2nd string. And technically the reason that works is because the song has got an F chord underneath it. And I'm playing F major pentatonic scale. Now I didn't think through any of that when I was improvising this. I could just hear the interval. I knew I wanted to come up to that. But I had to think about it after the fact and realize what was happening there. So full bend there. And then come down to that 6th fret 2nd string. And then the song goes to the D, and I went. So from that last note that I was playing, that 6th fret 2nd string, I just pushed it slightly sharp. Now, why did that work? I knew to do that. My ear told me to do that. But what I'm doing when I push that sharp is I'm pushing it into the 3rd of my D. So that's the note. I'm pushing it into that note. And then just walked it down. I was now thinking minor pentatonic scale again. But I walked it chromatically from pattern 2 to pattern 1. So all on the 3rd string, we're going to go 7, 6, 5, and then a hammer on between the 3rd fret and 5th fret on the 3rd string. And then back to the 5th fret 4th string. So it's. All right, so I'm going to end the part 1 video right there. Come join us for part 2 where we'll go over the second half. And obviously as a premium member, you would be able to download the tablature and the MP3 jam track, and you can practice playing all of this and get your timing down. All right, we'll see you in part 2.